So, hi Eduardo. I'm going to present my explanation of the book Strangers on a Train, and it was written by Patricia Highsmith. Okay, first of all, I'm going to talk about some facts about the writer. She was a woman. She called Patricia Highsmith, and she was one of the most important writers of the 20th century. Then she was a revolutionary psychological thriller writer, and this is like the thing that represent her and his style, his her genre. It was all about thrillers, mystery, murders, things like that. And she died on February 4th in 1995. So a little brief of the story is there was two guys who met on the train. They were strangers on a train. Uh, one of them was called Guy, and the other was Bruno. Guy was a really shy person. He was like on his own business and not taking care about the other people conversation. And then it was Bruno who take care about everyone's conversation, and he was really pushy. So they met on a train. They ended up being kind of friends, and they start drinking a lot. And by the end of the trip, both of them were really drunk, and they had a really weird conversation that it was about murder, about why they hate so much. In the case of Guy, his wife, and in the case of Bruno, it was his father. So Bruno said something like, "Oh, you know what? We are strangers. If I kill your wife, no one is gonna know or gonna suspect about me. And if you kill my father, no one is going to suspect about you because we don't know each other. We don't have any relationship or connection. So we should do it." And Guy was like, yeah, I hate my wife so much. We should do it. But Guy, it wasn't taken seriously. He was like, as a joke or as a conversation that you have when you are drunk, that you don't take seriously, and you know that it's not a real thing or a deal. But Bruno take it seriously, and by the end of the trip, um, Bruno was like thinking a lot about this deal that they have. So they happen pass a few days, and Bruno decides to kill Guy's wife. And yeah, he killed what Guy's wife, and Guy was like, "Oh my God, do you think it was the guy that I met on the train the other day?" He was thinking about that and that conversation that maybe he did it. And Bruno end up calling Guy to tell him like, "I already complete my part of the deal. It's your turn." And Guy was like, "But I'm not gonna do it. I mean, that was a weird conversation. It was not seriously. What are you talking about?" But Bruno was so pushing Guy to complete his part of the deal, and Guy, with the pressure of Bruno, ended up killing Bruno's father. So they were two body dies, two dead bodies, and well, but the end of the story is that Guy ended up telling the truth by the phone to someone else, and the detectives or the police was on the phone hearing all the whole conversation, so they figured out what was the plan of Bruno and Guy. And Guy ended up in prison. Bruno dies because he killed himself because he was crazy. And that's the story. It was a really interesting story and a weird because the behavior of Bruno, but it was a good story. So with my group, we made this mental map with the ideas that we thought represent strangers on a train. And today I'm going to talk about madness, secrets, and manipulation. That I think it represents the most this book or this thriller. And well, today or nowadays, madness is one of the biggest problems that we have as a society. I mean, we only need to turn on the news to see that there is a war in the other part of the world, and it's only about power. They want more that they already have, and it's ridiculous. It's only they are really mad and really evil people because there are kids, there are innocent people that doesn't have nothing to do with their business, with the president business, but he don't care and he started killing people just because he won the country. So that's why I decide to put madness, like because for starting a war you need to be like out of you. You are a person who is not conscious about the damage that you could make with that decisions. Then is secrets. I think that we all have secrets, and it's something that it always exists, like since the beginning. Some secrets are good because you don't need to tell everything to the people or to your family. But some secrets could hurt feelings of someone else. For example, today's or nowadays, uh, we have a lot of secrets on the government or even in our families because we don't have enough confidence in our fathers, mothers, or aunties, and we decide to not tell it anybody what we are going to do or what our plans are, and that could hurt the family or even your relationship. If you are in a relationship, it could be really bad because you are not being honest with your partner that it's supposed to be your life partner. So if you don't trust your partner, who are you gonna trust? And the last one is manipulation. Oof. I mean, manipulation is not a topic that only exists in books or histories or stories about science fiction. It's something that happens every day, and sometimes we are not conscious about that we manipulate other people because sometimes you don't want to do it, but just happen. And that's why you need to be really paying attention to every detail, and you need to go to therapy. I recommend that because sometimes we don't know that we are that person because we think that manipulation is only a bad person who is like, if you don't do this, I'm going to tell your mom something. And it's not always about that. Sometimes it's like your own behavior represents manipulation. For example, I used to have a couple that tells me, "Oh, I'm so sad for because I didn't pass the test." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's really sad and why you're like that?" But we already have plans for I don't know, for go for some ice cream. But because he was sad, he manipulated me emotionally. So I was like, okay, you know what? Forget about these plans. Or maybe I have plans with my family, but I can go because I want to stay with him. Like, oh, I'm here for you. I'm here for support you. And that's a kind of manipulation. So I think that it's something that happens every day and in every relationship, like couples, families, brothers, siblings, friends happen a lot. Like, oh, if you talk with her, I'm not going to talk with you because that girl, I don't like that girl, or something like that. And you need to be careful with that kind of relationships. So yeah, that's why I decide these topics. I think represents the thriller of the topic of the book, and I think it's something that happens every day every family. No one save for this. So thank you. Do you have any comments or questions about the book?
Congratulations, Carla. I really like how you put the focus of the book in things that you feel very personal. And because I think that the final objective of a book is that the person or the reader can I don't know how to say maybe like represent uh, herself with the story. So congratulations. I like your presentation.
Thank you, Carla. You explained the book at the beginning very well. Like you transmitted transmitted a lot of confidence about the book, and I feel like I felt like I want to read it. I should read it. So thank you, and thanks for presenting your presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.